Hello and welcome to CAN TV Conversations. I'm Emily Zuhowski, and today we're talking about being a young music artist during the pandemic. Joining me is LaSalle Granduer, Chicago-based rapper. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you a lot. It's nice being here today with you.
Yeah, and so where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining you from my house. I'm just in my room at the moment. So, yeah.
It's super colorful, but yeah, let's start with some background on you. Where are you from and how did you get your start in music?
I hail from like the west side of Chicago, more so to be specific, a western suburb, which is exactly Oak Park. And I got my start in music by in high school. I was doing a spoken word with Peter Kahn. He's a well-known name through like the city, but I was doing spoken word with him, and just from there, I just kind of took what I learned from poetry and just eventually put it into rapping.
Yeah, and so when you first started with poetry, how has your music evolved since then?
I think my music has evolved since then, that I've learned how to be more relatable with my words instead of like internal, which I always talk about like my life stories and what I've been through, but I know how to make it and put my words in a way to make people feel like they can put their own stories to my songs too.
Yeah. And we can't ignore the pandemic and the past year. It has been extremely difficult for the entertainment industry, and it's certainly looked a lot different for artists like yourself. So what was running through your mind last year when the world stopped? Were you working on things at the time? Did you have performances scheduled?
So in the beginning of the pandemic, I was trying to plan out like if I wanted to release another EP like in 2020 or not. And I was just like, and then we get hit by the pandemic, and I'm just like, I got to figure out how to do things differently now, because I'm just like, I can't perform or anything, because that was kind of like my bread and butter to beat people. So it kind of just put me in a zone of like, it forces you to learn how to be creative in other outlets or try to reach people in other outlets. So that I can say that was like a little bit of the challenge with the beginning of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. And you continue to release music and engage fans despite the pandemic. So how was that experience of releasing music without being able to perform in person?
It I can for sure say it's different, because I'm so used to like seeing people in front of me enjoying my music, as opposed to them just hitting me up more now saying, "Yo, this song really helped me get through it," or something like that. And it's a different feeling, but over time it started to feel the same as seeing them in person, because I understood that what my mission was is to always like to be relatable while music was still being done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Chicago Reader called your EP endearing and winning. Congrats on that. But we've spoken before about mental health. What is inspiring your music now? Are you still trying to talk about mental health in your music?
Yeah, I think my main focus will always, or for the most part, will always be mental health, because I feel in our generation in particular, it's just new things come to light where everybody's realizing they're dealing with like depression, anxiety, bipolar issues, like etc. So I always want to focus on mental health, just to let people know like it's okay to talk about things, and like you can get through it. Just always continue to work on it, and eventually you'll see the better in yourself, and you can start to like feel better. So yeah.
Yeah, and on that front, this past year in particular, do you feel like this has been kind of the perfect time to talk about mental health with everything that's been going on this year?
Yeah, 100%. I think because now we've been forced to sit inside for a long time, and everybody is forced to like think with themselves. I think this is actually a very important time to talk about mental health, because a lot of people, how they used to distract themselves in a sense sometimes with mental health, is they would go out a lot, and to be told in the beginning of the pandemic that, yeah, you can't really interact with people now. So just to sit alone with your thoughts and stuff, a lot of people do need a certain amount of guidance just to hear somebody else. It may not be my voice, maybe somebody else's voice, but some voice telling them like, yo, You just going through your own mental health problems, but you can get through it, you know?
And how have your own life experiences now translated into your music? And I'll talk in a little bit about your new album, but how has that already come through in your music?
So I feel like I've grown a lot. I could say that with my music. It's like this album for me personally, before we get too deep into it, before you ask me, I could definitely say with my music now, it's a lot of growth, and it's just like it's a lot of insight on this is what I used to be, but that's not what I am anymore, you know? And it feels good to like smile at my songs and be like, I don't feel like that anymore, and I'm glad I got through it. And I hope this song helps somebody understand that, like, you'll get through it.
Have you heard that from fans, that your music has helped them through something that they were maybe going through?
Yeah, I've heard that from fans, but not only fans, like friends, and I've heard it from my family. And it's honestly like still shocking to me. I'd be like, oh, wow, I'm so glad. Like, it's that was my mission from the beginning, but it's still like, it surprises me when I'm just like, oh man, I'm so glad like that song helped you get like through it. Like, like that was the purpose of it. But I'm like, I'm really doing what I've always aimed for, and it feels good that that always still is fresh and like new to me, and like a great feeling just to hear somebody say, "Thank you for like giving me this song," because like I do music because I love it, but I also want people to hear it, but yeah, I don't want to talk in a circle, but like yeah.
Yeah, and like we said before, you're working on a new album called Tears. What can fans expect?
I can say fans can expect, hopefully, I mean, the point of Tears is kind of like it's a different range of crying. So, you can cry from happiness, anger, or like sadness. And it's mostly focusing on like more so like men getting told like they're not allowed to be like emotional, and it's not okay like to cry and stuff. And it's an album like letting you know it's okay to let it out, like whatever the issue may be or something like that. And what people can expect from it is like a lot of indie rock and a lot of indie pop. That's the genre that I went with for this project.
And,
So
and
yeah.
how is this different from your last EP?
My different from Euphoric, because on my previous EPs like Euphoric and Kelly Summers, I usually do like a range of different types of songs just to give something to everybody, what everybody will like. But for this EP, I mean for this album in particular, I really focused on trying to make it cohesive and it like one like genre in a sense. Sure. But the opportunity comes, you know, um, and as long as it's like handled in a safe manner, I'd love to perform right now. I think my music right now it's going to be really great for live performances because I'm gonna do it different this time. I'm gonna be performing more like a band more so this time.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing it. And thank you so much again for joining us today. I wish you the best of luck. Any last words, anything you want to say to your fans out there?
All I can say is keep smiling and then just keep moving forward. And thank you again, Emily, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much. And thank you for watching CAN TV Conversations. I'm Emily Zuhowski. Have a great day.